soon. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas all up in here in the Morning Waffle. We'll be back after the countdown.
Christmas all up in here.
What's the matter with you people getting up this morning watching the Morning Waffle?
No doubt.
Good morning, Heather.
Yeah,
We're
good
Morning Waffle crew.
We're so glad you have nothing better to do than to listen to the three of us waffle on.
Jibber jab. There's a lot of people out there multitasking. I know that.
For sure.
People are like,
It's
I
the
put you
only
guys
way.
on and I do stuff. And I'm like,
Okay, that's fine.
It's
The
also
thought
fun.
of you stirring the gravy for the biscuits and gravy right now, listening to us.
I'm
that's
hungry.
awesome.
Making us happy. Yeah.
You're just missing my hair. You know, that's it.
That's
That
right. They
made
can't
me
see your hair.
hungry.
Yeah.
Biscuits.
Yeah,
and
I switched to
gravy.
the winter zip hoodie today because it's going to get chilly. So this one's a little fleece lined.
We're
in
kind
there.
of
Oh,
coordinated
fleece lined.
outfit wise.
Are we? Are we?
Yeah.
Kind of dark for Christmas.
Yeah, I was going to
Yes.
say it is. We are kind of, it's not very, not really.
man.
Having a
Black.
real emo Christmas over here.
Very emo Christmas.
I got to grow my hair back out. Get the emo vibe going.
Yes, the 90s. Good job,
I need
everybody.
to reinvest in eyeliner. I just wear a lot
I
of
never
that.
did that, just to be clear.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Be a thing.
I don't think it'd work. Your congregation might have
The
some
older I get, maybe I need some help with the eyes. I need those bags.
I'm laughing.
You and what's the guy from DC Talk? Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy. Mm-hmm. Eyeliner. He had.
That's the guy.
Oh boy.
Fun times.
Good
You
times.
got your shopping done?
times.
Got your shopping done?
I need to get my dad something.
Okay.
Which,
Is your dad hard to buy for?
yes and no. I mean, he's got a way larger theological library than I have. And so, and at the same time, I could buy him another book that I've read this year and he'd be thrilled. So,
Pumped
and,
about it.
yeah. But it's like, I come to that point, I'm like, I don't want to buy him a book again. And then I go, there's nothing he'd rather have than another
Than a
great
book?
book to read.
Yeah.
I realize I've been slouching all 3 years we've been doing this.
I think it's when the mic drops, you kind of slouch
That's
to
okay.
the mic.
I'm going to get in real intense like an old reporter.
I'm gonna stand up tall.
What are you
Like
going to say?
somebody's reminding
Remember
me of
that?
my poor posture.
Yeah, I
Remember
know. Now
in-
I feel like I have to sit up straight.
Remember intense reporting, like where a reporter would have someone on and really grill them? Remember that?
Get in tight here and
And
grill
have
them.
facts.
Who is the dude that used to do the late night show and he'd have them on, they'd sit in the easy chairs and he'd be smoking the whole time? Remember that guy?
Johnny Carson?
No.
No,
Is that his name?
No.
Is it Johnny Carson?
No, it's not Johnny Carson.
I know, but that's Johnny.
this is pre-Johnny.
Okay.
Well, or
No,
the
they're-
same time.
Probably the same. Yeah, early Johnny.
Boy, I can almost
Back
think
when
of
you
it.
could smoke on TV.
Yes. Yep.
That's your reference for time frame right there.
A lot of people are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I know.
used to could smoke on TV.
I used to could. I'm
like
not could
if you
again.
go back and watch old I Love Lucy's
Great
and
line,
stuff
right?
like that, I Love Lucy's. You know,
Yeah,
they're all-
everybody was smoking.
They're all
Yeah.
smoking through the whole thing. Of course, they
They thought it was healthy though.
well, and the like the Flintstones and all of
Is that it? David
Cabot. Yeah, that is it.
There you go.
Thanks, Heather. Good
Wow.
job.
I think that is it.
Brilliant.
But they were sponsored by like Marlboro.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Everyone used to be
Flintstones and
sponsored
all
by
that, yeah.
Marlboro. I guess.
Marlboro.
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 That is a hard word to say. It's kind of like Aurora.
Aurora.
If you go smoke some Marlboro and Aurora, smoke some what?
You ain't from around here. That's all.
Are we allowed to talk about smoking on the waffle?
Crap.
Well, we're not regulated by the FCC, so
Beautiful.
we.
What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can get away with all kinds of stuff.
How long will that last?
I don't know. It's a matter of time. I'm telling you.
Freedom. Yeah,
Maybe
it's a matter
Elon
of
can
time.
buy us, and then we
Yeah.
can do what we want. But
I heard he might.
Elon, if you're out there, let's get this deal. Push this deal through.
As we commonly say on the Morning Waffle, we have no really reason to believe that he's not going to.
Well, if there is a reason, it's that he's the second richest man in the world right now.
Is
not
that
the
right?
first.
Who
Yeah.
passed him?
I didn't hear that.
Well, he sold off some of those Tesla stock to buy Twitter, and so that made him the second richest man in the world.
Is
Who's
some,
number
some
one?
oil Saudi guy?
Some
A Saudi.
yeah,
Yep. Well,
oil sheik.
we're not number one. Dang it.
Yeah,
He'll bring it back.
He'll bounce back.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
the trophy
I think
back
he'll-
home.
I think he'll bounce back.
sign up for Twitter.
Sign up.
I'm
Get your-
not.
get
I
your-
don't need another
Get your
password.
$6 check mark.
That's right.
Oh, I think that's so funny. Everybody freaking out. And there are all those people, the blue checks, are screaming about all that. You know, when I just came to the conclusion, I think I may have said this on here before. They're not mad they have to pay $6 to get a blue check mark. They're mad that you can pay $6 and get a blue check mark. That's what they're mad about.
Mom says it's the Louis Vuitton owner is the richest.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I read that.
Really? The purses?
I don't
Is
know
that
how
what they
I
do?
feel about that.
There's a, well,
There's a lot there.
Man, I knew those purses were
Golly.
expensive.
yeah, I know.
But wow.
You know what? I've never owned one of those, and I'm not going.
All I
to.
can say is there's a lot of our welfare checks that have gone to make that guy.
Oh gosh, there's some truth to that.
Very
Oh,
rich man. That's all that they got.
Hey, Emma.
Glad to have you on here. Emma brought us some seeds the other day.
hey, that's
Came
exciting.
out to the house.
What kind of seeds?
Some native wild.
This was your project
yeah,
on the
yeah.
back side of your
Wildflowers.
pond.
That's correct. So between our pond and the fence row, Emma brought us some native plant seeds.
I like it.
Shelby spread them, and we're getting some more seeds.
So this is a native wetland.
You gotta
Yeah.
cold saturate them usually.
Yeah. Yep. Stratification was the word that Emma taught us.
I was just getting ready to use that word.
You know,
I bet you were.
Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue.
And my wife said, Emma's my hero. I want to be Emma when I grow up.
Boy, isn't that
she's
true?
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
She's a
Emma's
pretty cool
really
chick.
cool.
Can I say chick?
You can say
She
I'm not
received
Because
that
we're not
in a-
regulated by the FCC.
You're not gonna
so
offend
you can-
Emma.
She
I don't
receives
think.
that in the love in which I meant it.
you can
Emma,
say
if you're offended, put a thumbs down. If you're
Like, that's a great phrase. Man, she's such a cool chick.
cool chick.
just a cool chick.
You know,
Hippie chick.
Well, I don't know about hippie chick.
My wife's kind of a hippie chick, but it's okay.
Crunchy, a bit crunchy. Crunchy chick.
Granola. But, it's fun. She goes hiking and does yoga, so I say that
I think that's called wellness.
Oh, well, I call her a hillbilly. I mean, a hippie, for it, and I'm the hillbilly, and so
I think it's wellness.
could be. What would I know about that?
I'm
I don't
gonna
know.
go.
You're over there drinking McDonald's soda, so, you know.
That's true.
Diet Coke for breakfast.
Oh gosh, ugh, give me a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Gets me going. That's the stuff.
I'm gonna go into the belly of the beast today,
You are.
aka
Ooh.
Springfield.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Several days before Christmas.
I'm spending most of the day tomorrow there.
and we got weather coming in, people.
Got the weather.
Get the toilet paper,
Milk and the
the
bread.
milk and the bread.
And Christmas presents.
Yep.
And
yep.
the Christmas
Fire up the
presents.
generator.
It's coming.
Yep.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
It's going to get real cold.
I saw
not.
like
Stupid cold.
negative 14
It's
popped
concerning
up on my
cold.
phone for tomorrow as a low. At some point, I haven't looked
Not
at the
tomorrow,
revised
Thursday.
but I
Yeah.
haven't looked at the revised forecast. But we did have a chat with Peter last night about his travel plans because he was saying,
it's very important.
I'm going to come home on Thursday. I'm like, you might want to think about that.
Yeah, 'cause
Thursday's looking pretty terrible.
We'd like him to come home Wednesday and spend Thursday with us because we could have a lot of fun on
a
Thursday.
good call.
You know,
yep, that will be more enjoyable for him.
it will.
Peter, if you're listening,
Yeah, he's not.
leave on Wednesday.
Do what your mother and father are asking. Come home
Come
on
home.
Wednesday.
They've lived a little. They know.
Have some coffee and relax.
But that'd be a fun
Do it.
time. But yeah, it would be a good time. But he may wait and just come home early Friday morning.
And that'll be fun, too.
And my wife reminded me that our home's not his home anymore. He's a guest, and
Well,
he
isn't that
feels
a
like a
weird
guest
thing?
in the home. And
Sure.
I'm sure that's true.
It's a weird thing when you're in that age of life.
Yeah.
When you're not 100% adult, but you're an adult.
yeah,
You know,
Ish.
and ish, and then
You're trying to adult.
You're trying to adult really
I'm still
hard.
trying to adult.
Boy,
Yeah,
sometimes I
okay.
wake up and I'm like, oh, it's me. I'm unsupervised.
Emma fourths the Wednesday travel.
Listen to Emma. She knows things.
Yep. She's a cool chick.
It is weird. I mean, how old is he?
24.
I was going to say he's, I think, under 25. So
I was 24
that
once.
is an interesting.
Yeah, he was one of your Utes back in the day.
Yeah.
Ute.
Wow.
That sounds like a sweet.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my cousin Vinny
I love
reference.
that. Yeah, I love that. phrase.
Utes?
Utes.
What's a Ute?
It's a Ute.
Oh, a Ute. Youths. Youths. Youths.
It's a great. I want to watch that movie tonight.
It's a great movie. It's not a Christmas movie, though.
Yeah, who cares?
I know. So my wife said the other night, she said, can you give us a list of the Christmas movies so we know what we can watch? And so
There's only two, right?
I went through I went through the collection of Christmas movies that we either own or have access to.
Okay, gotcha.
And I printed it out. It's a 2-column list. I typed it, printed it, and laminated it and gave it to her as a
Very nice.
here you go. And so she gets
Very nice.
They pick off the list of, and it was literally one full column and the next page of Christmas movies, and it did include Die Hard. Just so you know, it was on there, and Die Hard 2 as well, because it's also a Christmas season-ish movie. But it was all on there.
Yeah, the girls asked me the other day, "Hey, Mom, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?" And I'm like, "Well, who's talking about Die Hard?" And I don't know where. I think they heard about it at school, and I'm like, "It happens during Christmas."
I'm just trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah, it's buzzing, and I'm like,
I don't know if they're getting that or not, but it's in there.
Probably
So
not.
It was a little
I think it's our headphones. I don't know. And I'm like, they're like, "Can we watch it?" I'm like, "No."
Nope.
They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, because it's a action,
it's an
R-rated R
adult
action movie."
Christmas movie.
And they're like, "Well, what does that mean?" And it's like, "Oh my God, when are the questions going to stop?" And I'm like,
Never.
He hurts himself a lot. It is very bloody. Is it real blood? No. Why?
Well,
But it looks like real blood.
Yeah, they had that nailed down.
And the thing is when we rolled that out and let the boys watch it in their later teenage years.
Yes, that's appropriate.
We forget about the nudity.
the token
They
80s
snuck
nudity
it
at the
into
beginning of
everything.
Yeah, the
You
token. That's exactly what it is.
gotta
the
get
token
the
80s
R rating.
Yes,
nudity.
when
That
because
is-
most of the time you watch the stuff on TV.
Yep,
and
and
you
it's
didn't
edited
see it.
out.
And then you're like,
It's like the first time we watched Christmas Vacation.
"Yep."
That wasn't the ABC Family Movie Channel version of it. Like,
There's the cusses.
Oh, the cusses are more than I realized.
Yes.
Pastor's been telling everybody it's my favorite movie.
no, right?
Made for TV.
Gonna have to watch that on the Angel Network.
On the Angel Vids.
Yes.
Angel Bids.
The 80s.
The Vid Angel.
Vid Angel, there it is.
Even
finally got
90s. They snuck it in. There was nudity in virtually every
Oh.
movie. It's crazy.
A little embarrassing.
They're like, "Hey, we can get away with this. Nudity."
Oh,
I
You're
guess
like,
this is a good movie I watched on the Vid Angel, but it's only 4 minutes long. I didn't really follow the plot.
truth.
gosh.
Had all the filters on.
All the filters.
Yeah. It's a neat service. I've kind of messed with it a little bit, but usually I've watched it to watch the movies
I don't know what
that they
this
produce.
is. What is
so
this?
VidAngel is an app. You can get it on your Apple TV, your phone, or whatever, and you connect like your Netflix to it or whatever else, and then you go to the VidAngel app and you say, "I want to watch that movie."
Filter.
From Netflix.
With the Jesus filter.
But then you can go in and turn on the filters, and it will mute and or chop out all the scenes that have the things that you said you don't want to see or hear.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll do it.
Plots get lost real quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. That's interesting.
So now that we've explained the joke back to Laura,
Yeah.
that's why the movie's only 4 minutes long.
No, I understood what you meant. I just wasn't familiar with that particular reference.
VidAngel.
Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
Yep.
Learned something today.
There you go.
If they want to sponsor us, we're open.
Sure. Yeah.
If Elon doesn't buy us, you can.
you can. We're
We're
totally
for
sale.
Yep. Man,
Yeah,
we're a clean production.
I've only said, and I don't even think they're cuss words. I've heard HE double hockey stick. I've said that one on here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think
most
I'm
of our
fine.
content would not be blotted out.
No.
But a few
No.
of your stories might have.
Yeah.
I could get banned from TikTok for the things I say, but
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Some. Oh, let's face it. There'd
Put
be
the
some
conservative
highly
filter on
offended
it.
people out there
I don't
by
care.
Will's commentary.
The gospel's offensive. Isn't
Hey,
it?
you shouldn't
that's
care,
right.
right?
It's a stumbling block.
You get to have your opinion. It's totally
offense.
fine.
I can do that. It's okay. But yeah,
It's
you
totally
could
fine.
watch Die Hard with the girls through VidAngel.
Yep.
And it would block all that stuff out.
Very, very short movie.
I don't want to
It
explain.
would be a very short movie. Why is that man falling off the building?
What happened to him?
We don't know. Just fell.
Boy. So we're going to do a little bit of Christmas on Friday this year to coordinate
I
all
was
the
going to
the
ask you
different-
that. Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's
what's the
interesting
plan?
on a Sunday.
Well, we're going to do some Christmas on Friday, and we're going to do some Christmas on Saturday, and then we're going to do some Christmas on Sunday.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
we're doing the bulk of it on Christmas Eve, Saturday. The kids were like, "But can we do some? Like, can we do the stockings on Christmas Day?" So that's why. So we're splitting it up, and then Shayna's brother and my brother, one from Chicago, one from Oklahoma City, are coming the next week. So I feel like a lot of our stuff is the following week. So it's been people don't know what to do. Like, what do we do?
It is weird. It's
Churches
just-
don't know what to do. Do we do Christmas
Are
Eve?
your
Do we do
are your
Christmas Day?
churches opens?
So we've always done Christmas Eve service. One of my favorite things to do.
Yes,
but we've
a good
decided
Christmas Eve service
it's
is
too
delightful.
much to say we're going to do both.
I agree.
And so we're not doing Christmas Eve this year. We're doing only Christmas morning, and we're even getting rid of the 9 a.m. service. We're just doing 10:45.
That's a good plan.
Wear your pajamas.
Yep.
Wear your ugly Christmas sweater.
Well,
we don't
appropriate
care.
pajamas.
Well, we're correct. Yes.
Well, you could church it up as Christmas because we went the other way.
Yeah,
we're
it just-
doing Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day.
Interesting.
So you could hit the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's why it was kind of like doing church during COVID. Like, you're going to lose. People are going to be upset either way.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
just have to
You
pick
can't
one.
win,
But
yeah.
you don't want to wear your people out by, we're going to do 13 services on Christmas Eve and
Yeah.
14 on Christmas
And
Day.
I think
and
what the people forget
just
is
wear people out.
the volunteers that
Yeah.
make church happen is you're really
And all of a sudden,
putting
you've
into the ringer.
killed Christmas joy by requiring people to do a bunch of stuff. So
Yes.
we've kept it real simple. We're going to come on Sunday morning. We're going to worship.
Well, that's
and-
how we killed church in the 70s. So
right.
we wore people out.
Wear them out. Get them back up here. Get them to church more. They'll sin less.
Yeah.
And you need to bring some stuff. You need to bring a
Casserole.
Bring
casserole.
a casserole.
And you
Having
need
a
to bring a
potluck.
friend.
Tonight we're going to church, but not to go to church, but to go knock on doors to bring people to church.
Okay, I have to joke about this, and it might give me
just
some
did.
grief.
We just did.
I
It
just
might,
offended
it might
our
give me
whole-
some grief. When I was a kid, here's what happened. I didn't every Sunday attend church as a kid, but I regularly went to a church, and it was a Methodist church, and other churches in town would invite you to come to their stuff, where
Right.
often youth things, and your friend would be in school, and you're like, hey, you want to come to church with me on Wednesday night? We're
going-
gonna
we're
hold
going
on,
bowling.
hold on.
Pizza.
We're gonna
bowling.
have pizza,
Yeah.
and we're gonna play hide and seek. And you're like, that sounds awesome. Let me ask my mom. And you're like, hey mom, can I go to, let's say, Lucy's church on Wednesday night and have pizza? And mom be like, if you want to,
That's one less meal I got to prepare
you
for
can
you.
do that. And so we're like, okay. And so we go, and we're there, and we're like, where's the pizza and the hide and seek? And they're like, you need to sit here for a minute.
Yeah. The
then you're
old
like-
bait and switch.
And then you're like,
We're going to get you saved first.
what? Holy moly.
Then
I
you'll
was
know what
saved
hide and seek's
multiple
all
times.
about.
I got saved I got forcefully saved one time at an event.
That's a
It
DC
was
Talk album, isn't it?
aggressive.
Oh no, that's Radically Saved. No, that's Carmen.
Made eye contact with
Radically
me.
saved.
I was in, that production where Jesus and the devil are boxing? Okay, that was big in the
That was
I guess
Carmen.
the-
That was
Carmen.
song,
That was
too.
Carmen, the
That was the
champion.
90s.
Yeah, the champion.
I attended one of those. I got eye contact across the room, beeline for me, forcefully saved. I was like, I've already done this.
I'll do it again.
Is there if there's pizza?
So looking, and then by the time that you got aggressively preached at for an hour and a half, 2 things of pizza showed up, and nobody wanted to play hide and seek. And their mom was in the parking lot waiting on them, and you're like, they're not going to trick me again.
Hey.
And they always tricked you again.
If that doesn't get you, we're going to take you to church camp. We're going to get you out in the woods for a week.
You couldn't
and
get me to
then
church camp.
and that's how we're going to get
I
you.
would go to my grandpa's church camp. You're not taking me to church
We're
camp.
going to drag you out in the woods for a week.
I'm making
Nobody
the
knows
point
where you are.
to every church in the 90s who did that caused people to be disenfranchised.
And to be
Jones
clear,
This is only so funny to me because I lived it.
I know.
I produced it. I did it.
I was there.
And I've repented from it.
And I mean, I'm not sure how many different denominations have saved me. Several Baptists. I'm just throwing that out there.
yeah, us Baptists would have got you for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Baptists always got
And to be
ya.
clear, just so we're clear, we all love Jesus here.
Yes, we
100%.
absolutely do.
And the
We all do.
reason we tried all that stuff is we really wanted you to know
really
Jesus.
wanted
That's
you
right.
to share. In
Sorry we did such a bad job presenting it.
looking back on it, maybe the aggressive approach
There might have been a better way.
was, and maybe just pizza and hide and seek and fellowship
Yeah, there you
would
go.
have been fine. Just saying. There's
Oh,
a
boy.
reason my generation.
You just described why Story Church is the way that we are.
I
Simple
know.
schedule, simple structure. We just want to make it about Jesus. No tricks,
Gosh, no trickery.
no arm twisting. Yeah, no manipulation.
My brother JR though would always go. He'd end up throwing a rock at a kid, and somebody'd have to
Oh.
go get him.
True story. My first youth camp. I'm going into 7th grade. So like 6th grade kid, 12 years old. Within 30 minutes of us getting there, while people are still unpacking into their
Oh,
cabins,
jeez.
my best friend, youth pastor's son, comes running down the hill. Dad, so-and-so got stabbed. Not kidding. Dude got angry, pulled out his switchblade, cut a guy right here. Cut a guy. Like, shanked him right there at youth camp.
What youth camp were you going to?
Right? Yeah, I'm not going to
I
Yeah,
was
don't
about
say
to-
that.
I was
We
about
don't-
to
we
ask
can't-
you.
We can't call out names.
This was a reputable church camp that was awesome and went on
Was it,
for...
Okay,
was it
so this
mid-Missouri
is-
at the lake?
No, it was
Wasn't
better
that
than
one?
that. Better than that. But anyway, so true story though.
Well, we got one. We've entertained Heather this morning, so
She must have grown up in church.
yeah.
Oh man, it was a lot to process. And I mean, Methodists are, especially in a heavily Baptist, heavily Church of Christ, heavily what's the other
mean
one?
the-
AG.
Buckle of the Bible
let's just
Belt.
say the Baptists and the Assemblies of God were praying for you all the time.
Oh,
You
all the
Methodists.
time and all the time.
Do you
It's
even
like-
know Jesus?
Sometimes it's like a tug of war too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
If they
straight
don't
up,
get you, we'll get you.
I had somebody look me in the eye and tell me I was going to hell for being a Methodist.
We believe
He
you.
was one of my best friends,
I believe you.
and I was like, I don't think that's right.
That's right. Pastor didn't think so.
And I just want to say in his defense, he really believed what he said,
Yeah.
and he
I
loved
know.
you. He cared for you.
I know,
that's
and
true.
I remember being like, "What? How do you know?"
I thought the Bible said it was a matter of the heart.
God. And I was
Only
like-
God can see into the heart.
There's a way you want me to not go to your church.
I
It's
may be
telling me
Methodist and
that.
have never read my Bible. I'm kidding.
I know. Yeah.
But I know.
Well, and I mean, and now
That was a joke
I guess
for all
it's
you
kind of
Methodists
come
out
full
there.
circle because the Methodists are in a tough spot right now.
They've kind
right?
of lost their way a bit.
But it was not like that in the 90s.
Right.
The
No.
Methodists were
I
very.
mean, in the 90s, in the 80s, and I can't speak for the 90s soon, but in the 80s, we were all just the same flavor of the
Everybody
different flavors
thought-
of the same bubble gum. You
my,
know,
my
I mean,
really
denomination
was.
is the only denomination, and the
It
rest
really
of you
was.
heathens better start praying.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? It must, because I started down this rabbit hole because you talked about the 70s over churching people, and then we doubled down in an aggressive way in the 80s and 90s.
No, the irony of the whole thing is that in the early days of our country, it was the Methodists that were the itinerant preachers going out like they were the evangelists. I mean, if it weren't for the Methodists,
Right behind the Catholics.
well, right. Well, the Catholics would force you to, convert, but the Methodists were out there just preaching anybody that would listen.
They were
on the
like,
street
"Hey,
corner.
we're going to talk to you."
Reforming the Catholics.
That's right.
Right behind.
Well, and then I always love, because Methodist, you Christian, when you're a baby, you get baptized when you're a baby, right? And I'd always love that conversation with a friend, be like, "Well, you're going to hell because you got baptized as a baby." No, I'm not.
Can I fix it? Can you fix that? Or is that like a one-time thing?
And they're like, "It only counts if you're after 11." I'm like,
Oh,
"Who told
after
you
11?
that?" I don't know.
Well, and were you sprinkled or immersed?
Sprinkled.
Oh, well, see, that's even worse.
Right.
You know? I mean, no.
Why did we do
If
that?
you don't go full under, man.
You got to get dunked
You gotta
in a
get-
cold, muddy river.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baptistry's not good enough either. You know.
No.
It's, yeah. We
That's
don't
right.
just because you got a bathtub on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, fun times.
Yo, no,
Fun
my
times.
my kids already faced this a little bit too
Oh,
because
sure they do.
they both got baptized as infants by my grandfather. It was very important to me that this happened, right?
Yeah.
On All Saints Day, both of them. So I did it in a. Lauren's not always the best Christian, but I tried really hard to do the right thing.
November
there.
1st.
And
Yeah.
and so I'm like, this is great. And it was very meaningful both times. And then someone has already told one of their friends, be like, no, you're supposed to do that when you're older and you make the choice yourself. I'm like, what?
Oh, well, and again, they meant well.
They did. And I'm glad that mainstream Christianity, I believe, has gone away from the guerrilla tactics.
Yeah, we learned a lot in those
Yeah.
couple decades.
We
of,
think so, but you know what? There's going to be 3 Nimrods 30 years from now making fun of what we did back in the
absolutely.
2020s.
Yeah.
I'm
You
trying to
believe
think of
they
like,
did?
what was it?
It's
What did we
it's
do?
church
Remember,
history.
remember they used bounce houses for
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. Everybody needs to study church history. You'll become way more humble about your current views of how to do church.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's be honest, they, used to do some really crazy stuff back in the day. Like burn people they thought were witches at the stake.
It's a witch.
So
How do you know she's a witch?
pizza and a good
Witches
saving
float.
doesn't sound so bad.
A rock. Rocks.
No. A duck?
A duck. There's another movie you can't watch unless on the VidAngel.
Yeah, get the
Oh
VidAngel
my
for that.
gosh.
The VidAngel for that one too.
There's just
Oh,
a couple
geez.
scenes there that need to be
It's a fair crop.
VidAngeled out.
It's a fair crop.
VidAngel doesn't know what to do with this episode. Like she's a Methodist.
There's
Get it
nothing
off
to
of
block.
there.
We can't. We know it's wrong, but we can't find anything to block. It doesn't make
That's-
any of our filters.
well, and this is a great way to have an uncomfortable conversation about my childhood trauma with the public.
We're processing.
Yeah.
We're processing.
I'm growing in front of you all.
Oh, wow.
Don't ridicule me. Don't come up and tell me I'm going to hell for it. That is not going to help the cause.
Oh, Dr. Rocky Valentine has just decided he's not coming on the waffle
Oh,
next.
yeah. He's like, no, I better not do
I
that.
was gonna.
Nope out.
I don't
I'm
think
just
my
kidding.
reputation can handle
Just
that.
Oh,
kidding. He
my
didn't say
gosh.
that. He will be here. He has agreed to be here next
That's
week.
exciting.
Yeah, so if Dr. Rocky Valentine will be here.
Now, he's a heart surgeon, right?
WWE contender, actually.
there you go.
Now he's not coming because
Now he's not coming
Now he's
because
not
we're
coming.
doing what we do on
I
the
was
waffle.
giving you an opportunity to tell people who he is.
And you did. He is going to replace, as if anyone could, our retiring superintendent of schools here in Rogersville. So Dr. Randalls has announced his retirement, and our school board has selected Dr. Rocky Valentine to be his replacement starting next year, and he is going to be our guest next Tuesday morning
Wonderful.
on the Morning Waffle. He's going to try to endure this.
Hope he's not a
nonsense.
Methodist.
No kidding, right?
Oh, class action lawsuit. I just saw the commercial in my head. Were you taken to forcefully
Baptist youth
save
group in the 80s.
in the 80s and 90s and offered pizza and hide and seek?
Camp Lejeune, hold my beer. Oh, I mean,
Baptized at Camp Lejeune.
Were you forcefully baptized at a production of Jesus Boxing the Devil?
Camp Lejeune. At a Carmen concert.
Did you go to youth camp and
did they take you to a Carmen concert? Did you attend Christians Weekend at Silver Dollar City?
YDW, Youth Development Week.
if you are still suffering the impacts of these?
That is a great commercial.
It's not bad.
That could be on Saturday Night Live
It
if
could.
Saturday Night
Totally
Live was
belongs.
funny.
Yeah.
That John Christ hasn't come out with it yet is really amazing.
Oh
to be
my
honest
gosh.
with you. That's his material.
Yeah.
Right
I
there.
told Jesse the other day, I'm like, I don't gloat too often, but I am funny sometimes.
Copyright.
And that was one
Babylon
of my...
B needs to put that video
They
out
do.
right
Should.
now.
You know, you can suggest headlines to the
Yeah, I
Babylon.
know that. We really should do a little right for them. I've had a
dropped
few.
I've dropped a couple. for
The
them, yeah.
class action lawsuit of being aggressively Christianed during the
Aggressively
80s and
Christian,
90s.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I like it.
That made my morning
It's
right
happening. It's happening.
there. We're going to make this happen.
I almost made a Facebook page the other day. Somebody was talking about Walmart self-checkouts, and I almost made a Facebook event the other day. The Walmart self-checkout employee Christmas party.
Somebody did.
It's going to be at 3 a.m. on the 23rd. I've decided you bring your own food and drinks, and there's going to be a drawing for a wrist brace. And I almost made this Facebook event. And then I'm like, No,
somebody will show up.
Something will happen, and then I'll have to deal with things and consequences, and I'm just not going to do it.
Oh, there'll be a phone call.
You should know a lawyer.
Walmart will try to sue me, and I do not want to get sued by Walmart.
The lawyer said, "Don't touch it."
There'll be a phone call. People are way too afraid of getting sued. I just, it happens.
It's just a waiting game, right? You just got to be able to outlast somebody.
Getting sued is not a big deal. I mean, it kind of is.
It's
I
a
get
You haven't
it.
been sued. Are you even living?
It's like what your dad told you when you played basketball. If you're not committing a foul, you're not playing hard enough. You ain't playing hard enough.
Oh,
if
my
you
God.
You only got one foul. You weren't trying hard enough.
Trying hard enough. That's right. Yeah, if you go through life without getting sued, you're just not playing hard enough.
Well, I mean, I did the small claims court thing when somebody bailed on
I
basically
remember that.
$2,000 worth of work, and I can tell you I don't want to do that process again because it's very annoying. So,
Did you find it embarrassing and somewhat humiliating?
to take someone to small claims court,
I'm just asking.
no,
Okay.
I wasn't embarrassed or
I'm glad. I'm glad that you weren't, but I think that there is the possibility because there are some judges that despise small claims court claimants, defendants, and even having to be in the process.
Edge of the earth.
And they can make the
he wasn't warm and fuzzy about it.
yeah.
He
Okay.
wasn't happy to be there.
You could tell he was taking it seriously, and the fact that the guy didn't show up to defend himself
Yeah.
probably helped our case.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that probably made the judge very glad because it made made the case really easy.
Made
Yes.
the spectators kind of
Well,
sad.
and I think
that
he
the
probably
judge was
appreciated that
glad.
we weren't, completely insane people, and we had, documentation.
Really though.
Yeah. Here you
Are
go.
you sure?
You're like, here, it's, well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Depends.
None
it
of us think
depends
we're
on if
insane.
you're the sprinkled or fully immersed crowd on how insane you think I am.
Methodist, watch out.
I think
crazy eyes.
I think I made the post on this one time, but everybody, the trick to lawyering is to know what not to say, but the trick to being a good lawyer is knowing when to say nothing at all. Really,
That's life.
I was getting ready to say. I think that's pretty much the
like-
lawyer
yeah,
that
that's
lives.
true. But I mean, in court, people just won't shut up. And
Yeah.
it's like you're just digging.
I was
the
on your
hole
side 5
deeper.
minutes ago, but now
I
I'm
was, and now I'm not.
going to put you in prison.
yeah, no, the
now
judge.
you're going to jail.
I kind of started down that rabbit hole because he asked me a couple questions. I started kind of getting into, and he's like, "You told me enough," and I'm like, "Whoop, shut your mouth."
Yeah.
Oh, I did it
I did
again.
it.
Oh,
Shut up.
Said I wasn't going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I did that too a little bit, but then I also shut up when he told me to
Well, it's
shut
hard.
up.
It's hard.
sir.
That's good.
Yes, I'll shut up.
Thanks, Rick. Rick likes the advice. Thanks. It's hard to because, and I learned this early on in my legal career. People want to tell their story, and to some extent, people
Yeah.
need to tell their story. And a lot of court is just about giving people the opportunity to be heard.
Yeah.
And they can almost people.
Again, most of life.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
can true. People can be happy with the outcome, or at least accept the outcome as long as they feel like they were heard and got to tell their story. And that's an important lesson for probably
Yeah.
all of us, but especially anybody that wears a robe and is a judge. Just let people be heard.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say. Judges hear it every day, right? The
Yeah.
people telling their story, typically that doesn't happen. They haven't been wronged, or their opportunity hasn't been given them every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like most things, you become jaded if you see it.
And
all
as
the
a
time.
judge, the fact of the matter is, yeah, I know you've heard it before. We've all heard it before.
Yeah.
You've heard it 100 times, and you know the story. You can tell the story. You need to listen. You need to listen.
Take the
'cause-
same approach with my kids, like I know where
Yeah.
this is going, but I'm going to let them be heard. And I can say, I've heard what you said.
Yep.
And
And
not but.
not but and.
And.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
That's also a different parenting tactic than what happened in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Shut your butt, get over
I told you so, because I said.
Oh, man.
Oh, some of the details of people's lives during jury selection are outrageous. That's true, yeah. And some
Like
of,
what they make the potential jurors reveal?
well, yeah, people a lot of times I think don't know what the process of being on a jury is. But you start out in a jury pool of 30 to 60 people, and
Yep.
then you are questioned by the lawyers and the judge, and then
I've never
out of
been through that experience.
I
That
haven't
process,
I
they
want to.
select people to be on the jury.
Because what I basically say is, you know what? The prison system is overburdened. We need to kill more of these people. Is that where you start?
You went one way, and then you went the other. Because at first, the defense attorney's like, "I like this guy." No, not so much.
It's like that meme of the
that-
car getting off the highway.
I've always said that's what I'm going to say if I'm ever in that situation.
Oh, my gosh.
You can go now, sir.
The death penalty
please leave.
doesn't have to apply just to murder.
That's another life lesson. Sometimes you just volunteer too much information. Oh my God. We have covered so many important life
We've been all over the map.
lessons.
Good day.
It's
Merry
been a
Christmas.
good Merry Christmas.
We didn't really talk about Christmas.
We didn't.
No. Merry
We
Christmas.
haven't, not at all.
Well, a
Christmas
little
is
bit.
coming. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. We talked
Be
about
patient
plans.
over the next couple of days.
Please be patient.
Be kind to your family that you haven't seen in 12 months or 3 years.
Don't talk about politics unless everyone's on the same page.
Do it. But smile when you do it.
Do not aggressively politic someone at Christmas. You're not going to convert them.
About religion and politics. Because that's what families do.
Talk about your estate planning process so that you.
Lead with this question. Have you been immersed or sprinkled?
How do you feel about the controversial tactics of over-Christianing in the 80s and 90s? I'm going to send out fake postcards.
Emails.
Good morning, Stephen. You need to go back and listen to what we said.
Yeah, you missed most of the show.
Pizza, bowling, hide and go seek.
It was pretty fun.
And altar calls.
And altar calls.
I see that hand. Can I see another?
Nobody's looking. Eyes are bowed. Eyes are closed.
Everyone was looking.
Every head is
been
bowed.
too long. I haven't done
Every
it
eye is
so long.
closed.
If anybody's got something out there, just come on up.
I'm gonna ask the
Just
band.
come
I'm gonna ask the
on
band.
up.
Just keep playing.
One more time.
One more stanza.
And I loved it when no one came up, and then you're just like,
I see that.
We're
hand.
going to stay
I
here
see that hand.
until somebody's
somebody's got to come up. Somebody's got to get
forward.
sacrificed today. Billy,
I
go
always
up
loved
there.
that one. I see that hand. I'm looking around. There's no hand up. I'm looking. I know I'm not supposed to be looking. God help me, but
Hey, you got to put a few dollars in the basket to get everybody started.
we gotta stop.
We got to stop.
People who did not go through youth in the 80s and 90s in southern Missouri have no idea what we're talking about.
Pretty much anywhere in
Like,
the Bible
what?
Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. Okay, we got the. Thank you, Beth. And then, just as I am, that's the one.
Yes.
That could be a greeting card.
And just to reiterate, we love Jesus.
Yes.
We do believe you find
We are not-
salvation in Christ alone, by
Christ
faith
alone.
alone, by His grace alone.
We're
Just
not
like it says
making
on my
fun
arm.
of Jesus. We're making fun of the aggressive
Making
Christian
fun of the-
tactics.
Poor methodology. Yeah, ecclesiology.
But good intentioned
and well intentioned.
and well intentioned.
Bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts.
That's the perfect ending to this show.
Hey, come
Bless
back
their
next
hearts.
week and join us for more Morning Waffle. Who knows what we'll get into? We're going to find out if Dr. Rocky is a pro sprinkle or pro immersion.
Do you sprinkle or immerse?
What's going to be our school policy?
Now he's really not coming.
I know. He's going to text me. I'm out. Okay, next week. Bye, everybody.
Merry Christmas.